The White House wants to sell $750 million worth of weapons to Taiwan. The newly proposed sale comes atop numerous other approved sales in recent years. These include dozens of F-16 fighter jets, ship-killer missiles, long-range land attack missiles, and aircraft-mounted reconnaissance sensors. Here are the details. Bloomberg News reports that the Biden administration has notified Congress of a proposal to sell $750 million worth of weapons to Taiwan. Included in the proposal's sale are 40 self-propelled M109 artillery units, a number of other armored vehicles, machine guns, and almost 1,600 kits to convert standard artillery shells into smart weapons that can steer themselves toward targets. The U.S. State Department says the sale of self-propelled artillery vehicles, known as howitzers, would contribute to the modernization of Taiwan's howitzer fleet, strengthening its self-defense capabilities to meet current and future threats. When teamed with the 1,700 GPS kits for artillery shells, the mobile howitzers would be able to deploy quickly all over Taiwan and fire guided shells with high accuracy at incoming ships and invasion forces. The State Department added that, in addition to enhancing the Taiwanese military's capabilities, the weapons would also enhance its interoperability with the U.S. and other allies. The proposal, brought forth under the State Department's Foreign Ministry Sales Program, will require the approval of Congress, where Democrats and Republicans have in the past united around the need for American support for Taiwan. Some people shout when they get mad. Others repress their anger for years and go quietly insane. It all really depends on what works best for you as an individual. China, for instance, has invented its own unique method of releasing tension. Whenever it's feeling frustrated with the world, or something doesn't go its way, it threatens Taiwan with military force. Yesterday, in response to the G7's moderate expression of support for Taiwan, it broke its own record for incursions into Taiwan's airspace. Here's what you need to know. 28 Chinese military aircraft entered Taiwan's Air Defense Identification Zone, or ADIZ, on Tuesday, according to Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense, a record since Taiwan began publicly noting Chinese incursions, according to Taiwan Central News Agency. 3 groups of aircraft flew all the way to the southeastern side of Taiwan, a maneuver Newsweek suggests could be rehearsing cutting off Taiwan from U.S. support in the event of an invasion. In total, these groups included 1 Y-8 anti-submarine plane, 4 H-6 twin-engine jet bombers, 4 J-16 twin-jet, multi-role fighters, and 1 Y-8 electronic warfare aircraft. 3 additional groups of aircraft flew in the airspace between Taiwan and the Taiwan-controlled Dongsha Islands. In total, these included 2 KJ-500 airborne early warning and control planes, 10 additional J-16 twin-jet, multi-role fighters, and 6 J-11 twin-jet multi-role fighters. In recent weeks, Chinese pressure on Taiwan has slackened off after air incursions peaked in mid-April, according to Twitter updates by Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense. The previous record for incursions was set in mid-April, with 25 aircraft flying into Taiwan's Air Defense Identification Zone. Tuesday's escalation could be seen as a response to a G7 communique made last week. It emphasized the importance of peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait and encouraged the peaceful resolution of cross-strait issues. Former Taiwan Defense Minister Andrew Yang supported this view, telling Taiwan Central News Agency the incursions could be seen as demonstrations of China's ability to carry out joint maneuvers, while also signaling to the international community that it will not retreat over sovereignty issues. Internally, one senior analyst at the government-funded Taiwanese Institute for National Defense and Security Research added that the PLA's maneuvers could be an attempt to appease militarily inclined groups and nationalists in China. So where does China go from here? Well, Beijing maintains that Taiwan is its territory and there are increasing reasons to think it would use military force to gain control of it. An article in Foreign Affairs magazine cites conversations with various academics in claiming that Chinese President Xi Jinping wants the acquisition of Taiwan to be part of his legacy. The same article cites a Global Times survey of Chinese people which says that 70% strongly support using force to unify Taiwan with China, and 37% think it would be best if the war occurred in between 3 and 5 years from now. So, is an invasion imminent? Of course, no one knows for sure, but at the very least, according to Foreign Affairs magazine, calls for armed unification are building within China's ruling party. A lot may depend on exactly how firm China believes the U.S.'s commitment to Taiwan is. Newsweek reports that China is increasing its pressure on Taiwan and the Biden administration with an aggressive new tactic. Taiwan's military showed that on March 29th, 10 Chinese warplanes invaded Taiwanese airspace to the island's south and west, while Japan reports that another 2 Chinese planes cut through its southern airspace to skirt Taiwan's eastern airspace. A Taiwanese official said that the move was designed to practice cutting Taiwan off from Japanese and American intervention if China carries through on its threats to invade Taiwan. This latest incursion saw 4 Chinese J-16 fighters and 4 J-10 fighters entering Taiwan's air defense zone in the southeast, together with a KJ-500 control plane. A Y-8 anti-submarine plane was also tracked flying all the way from the southeast to the southwest of the zone. Japan also tracked 2 Chinese Y-9 planes, one of which turned to fly along the eastern border of Taiwan's air defense zone. The Trump administration will seek to sell Taiwan at least 5 and possibly 7 advanced weapon systems, according to recent reports by Reuters and the New York Times. Here is what you need to know. Reuters reports the administration on Monday, October 12th and Tuesday, October 13th notified Congress of its intention to sell 5 weapon systems to Taiwan. The multi-billion-dollar deal would include the M142 HIMARS, High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, Slammer long-range air-to-ground missiles, external sensor pods for Taiwan's F-16s, MQ-9 drones, and Harpoon Block II anti-ship missiles. The M142 HIMARS, High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, is a multiple launch rocket system on a wheeled chassis. It fires the MLRS family of munition rockets and artillery missiles. The HIMARS can hit targets up to 300 kilometers or 190 miles away and would greatly expand the range of Taiwan's artillery. The Standoff Land Attack Missile Expanded Response, or SLAMR, is an air-launched cruise missile that can attack targets on land and sea at a range of 278 kilometers or 150 nautical miles. It could be fired from Taiwan's F-16s, which would also receive external sensor pods for the real-time transmission of imagery and data from the aircraft back to ground stations. The MQ-9B Sea Guardian drone is an unarmed maritime variant of the MQ-9 Reaper. The Sea Guardian can be used to help track and hunt surface ships and submarines. The Harpoon Block II is an over-the-horizon anti-ship missile that would serve as a coastal defense cruise missile. Though not included in the reported deal, Taiwan has also been seeking to buy the M109A6 Paladin, a self-propelled 155mm howitzer. The Trump administration reportedly also wants to sell sea mines to Taiwan. Under the Taiwan Relations Act passed by Congress in 1979, the U.S. is committed to providing self-defense weapons to the country. The news has outraged China, which covets Taiwan, and says it will one day take over by force if necessary.
For more news animations and explainers, hit the subscribe and bell button to join the TomoNews family. Thanks for watching.